Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. If you see that red live button, that means we're live. And if it'll be black if it's not live, and that's okay. If you can just put in hashtag replay, I'll know that you watched, and then I can conversate with you. I'm just gonna try and bring myself up. Oh, look at that! It did it right away. I love it when it works right away. And, that way, if I get comments, I can't see them on my phone, I can at least see them on my computer. So I've been really good. Like I said, I've been trying really hard. Sorry, he's weed whacking right outside the door. And the dog's barking at him. So that'll be good. Hi, Bonnie. Hey, enough. Okay. Shh. Okay. All right, 1 second, like, put the dog out. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Go find him. Go get him. Dogs got to bark and the weed whackers got to weed whack. Hi Jimmy Lou, how are you today? Hi Terry Joe, how are you? I know, why? It's Friday. I have my big boy, he's a standard poodle and he has been used as a stud, and so he's got a little wrap around him right now. So my little girl is showing signs of going into heat, and it just can't happen because it just can't happen. It just can't. So anyways, he can't get in until next week to get fixed because his days of making babies are all done, and she's gonna get fixed too, but I was trying to get her. I like to have my dogs over a year old before they get fixed so their bones grow. But anyway, so we have a gardener that's weed whacking, and I have dogs that are barking, and but I've been really good. I haven't played with the journal, so let's get busy doing it because it's driving me crazy. So Lisa Siegel from the Vintage Roots Digital Designs, she's been sending me these great pictures, and I just love her for it. So I was print them out, and I printed them out small because I want to. Hi Mary, hi Becky, hi Ruth. I want to put them on a waterfall. So I printed them out at 21%, and then I put 2 on a page, and then she sent me some girls. I said, oh, can you find me some girls at the Pirates? Hi Barb, hi Peggy, hi Roberta, hi Mary. Anyway, so she sent me these really beautiful, I don't know what they're called, the girls, Piratess girls. So I'm gonna put them and make them a waterfall. And then this was Junk Journals by Kaz. And it's just a free, and I like the colors of it. It's like a little pocket, so I put that out. Hi Peggy, thanks for watching and coming on. And then I saw, this is from that same lady, well I think it's a lady, Kaz. And so I printed this out just to see if there's a spot in here that we might want to put that for some journaling. She had 2 of those. One of them has like the sword, and then this one has like a shield, for armor. But anyways, I like the colors, so I thought they might go cute in this journal. So, and then this is the waterfall I made, and I think we made this in Bookmakers. And it's got pockets in it, and I never put it all the way together. I just have it to use, but I like that brown paper, and I just kind of distressed around it. So this might be what we put those pirate ladies on. And then I have this beautiful plate, and I just have some cute stuff. And here's our journal that we got, that we actually sewed the 2 signatures in, and that's kind of where we left off. And I have some ephemera, and I have another little pocket things that we can decorate. So I'm just gonna dump this bucket onto my desk. And I don't really work well that way, but what are we gonna do? I got to have it out. And then this is still some fussy cut and stuff. I hadn't got all the way fussy cut it out. And we have this belly band. And I didn't end up using these envelopes. And this is that paper, that cardstock that was, hi Lisa. See, Lisa's the one that's did almost all of the pages in this journal came from Lisa's site, which is Vintage Roots Digital Designs. So we just have all kinds of cute stuff, and she had like even great ephemera for it, and which was awesome. What am I trying to do? And then I dyed some of these, and these were the doilies that didn't make it through, and I thought we could add some of this out. Oh, thank you for tossing out my cow patties. Yes. Our cow patties are running amok right now, so we got to get them. And then today I went out and dyed some more lace. Whew, that was a hard one today. I wish I had somebody videotaping it, because I actually I stepped into a deep hole, and then my water shoes, or whatever you want to call them, my mucking boots, stayed in the hole, and my foot came out of it, and then I was like, I was like going into quicksand. It was fun. And then I just had to take the shoe off and walk through that mud and the muck. and I think the ranchers over here, the guys that work on the ranch, I think they must think I am an absolute nut, because they look at me like, what is she doing now? She's out there dipping lace in the tank. And so I had to come back home, had to change, I had to clean my feet off. I had to do the whole thing. So I'm just gonna turn the camera down a little bit just so you guys can see what we're working on. And then hopefully we can, I have my tools out, and hopefully we can put that snap on. So I want to put the snap on this cover. But yeah, today would have been a good day to have somebody videotaping me doing what I do, because man, I'm telling you, it was funny. All I could do was laugh. So this is what we've got so far, and this journal is already sold, but that doesn't mean we don't want to make it as beautiful as we can. And so we got a lot of work to do, and we haven't even touched decorating it. All we did was get it put together on Monday, and I have been really good all week not coming in here and working on it. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back and say good girl, because I kept my promise. So we have, like I said, we have all kinds of pages to cut out and add, and let's get to decorating. So I'm going to, and like I said, I've already cut out some ephemera, so we've got all of this cute stuff, and hope everybody can see. I had this light on and I took it off, but I think I'm going to put it back on, and hopefully that'll work. Hi Teresa, thank you for coming on. Thank you Debbie for kicking out my cow patties. Let me just see if I missed anybody real quick. Hi Petro, how are you, my friend? Terry Joe, definitely want to learn how to do the waterfall. Well, you got Jimmy Lou in the house. She does amazing classes on it. But we can try and make one together one day. It's not really hard. The hard part is learning how to get them to actually move on their own, you know. So, but this one we're probably going to have to add a paper, or it might fit. Well, see, I want it to be able to use these pockets, so we're going to have to, I might be able to get it to fit right here. And it might still close. So we could probably do that. And because it's going to need every, and this is a mighty big waterfall, actually, to be truthful with you. I put too many things on it. So I think I might be able to get it to work on here. I'm just seeing if I can get this to bend over onto this side. but I don't know how to stop sometimes. So this waterfall has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that goes all the way to the end. So we will be able to put that on there. So let me get this glue on and get drying. You're so left-handed and backwards. Well, I'm dyslexic, so we get along great. My dad was left-handed, and I had such a fear as a child. I don't know why I had it, but I had such a fear that I was going to break my hand and not be able to write. So I learned how to write my name in my left hand. Things we do as kids, right? So I can sign my name with my left hand, and I can also sign my name with both feet. Hi, Carrie. Thank you for coming in and watching. I saw you earlier today. There's been some real fun people out there today crafting. I'm just trying to hold this down. So I might put a little clamp on it just to give it a little bit of help to hold there. And then definitely gonna have to cut off the bottom because it's not going to work. I should have done that before I glued the top on, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna take my scissors, and actually I don't really care if it's not straight. Well, I do care if it's straight. That's not true, but I was thinking I might want to make it a little bit jagged. So I do have my scissors somewhere here. Like I said, I had this drawer, these scissors forever, and I always forget to use them. But I might use them just on this bottom one. This is the hard part if you're a left-hander, because I don't think that they ever make these kind of tools. That would be a good way to make some money, though, if you had the ways to do it, is to make decorative scissors for left-handed people, because they get kind of left out a lot. Where we used to live in California, out in the middle of the desert, there was like a, what do you want to call those? It was like a mall, but everything in it was discounted, so I forget what the name of those malls are, but they had a left-handed store. And I would go there once a year and buy my dad something for his left hand, because he was left-handed. But he golfed right-handed, so he never wanted to golf left-handed. Hi, Penny. Hi, April. How are you today? So we got this waterfall. Now we have to glue it down. And I am going to go ahead and use, normally I would use my other glue. Gosh, she has been over on this side forever. I told the guys, you know, we live on a ranch. There's 4 generations that live here. And I was telling them earlier, I said, because we've had so much rain the last couple of days, or last couple of weeks, the grass is growing so big. And I told the guy earlier today, I said, you know, the grass is growing so high, I don't know if I would see any snakes, you know, kind of deal. And I worry about the dog being out there with the snakes. My son is right-handed, but bats and golf's left-handed. See, now that's how, what is that famous golf? Phil Mickelson. Everybody thinks he's a left-hander because he golfs left-handed. He's actually right-handed. But when he was learning how to golf with his dad, he was mirroring his dad, so he ended up learning how to golf left-handed. So I think that's kind of common for some young men that, I got black on my, somebody tell me, tell a girl. Tell a girl. No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, it's funny how the decorative scissors I bought from Amazon was like 20 different designs. Yeah, that's kind of what I have, Ruth, but they're I've had them forever, and I had them before Amazon was even out. So I got them back when I was doing scrapbooking a long time ago, and I actually had them stored away I don't know why I didn't sell them when I was selling a bunch of other stuff. But I didn't, and then I was like, why don't I use those? So I'm thinking about even using them to cut out these girls, and we're gonna add these girls to this. Now she's a little bit, let me get my cutter and then we'll go from there. I'm all over the place, but I hope I have enough of them. But if I don't, I will surely be able to find a couple more. So I'm just cutting that off, and once again, I don't know why I wad that up, but I do every time. It annoys me. I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm gonna fold it and throw it in my trash can. I love it. I watched Christy from, what is it, Christy's Crafty Cottage or something like that, and she just throws it on the floor, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that. My dog would get it. So I don't really want the, let me move it so we can see what we're doing. I don't want the white to show, and I think I will see what cute scissors we do have. Like I said, I have a little box full of them. And you know what made me think about it was Jimmy Lou was doing her sale one day, and she had a bunch of these for sale, and I'm like, well, I got a box full of those somewhere. I'm just trying to find one that's kind of small, like this one is kind of small, and we'll see if we can cut her out. And I am just kind of going around. I want to say I'm fussy cutting, but this is not what you would call fussy cutting, right? So all I did was kind of tether it around. And I'm going to do that on the bottom as well. And then we'll distress a little bit of it. And we'll see if that'll fit on there. I still might have to take some of her outfit off. I think she's going to fit. At least for the top one, she'll fit. Like I said, these are all pockets. And now I have to get it to bend up. I probably shouldn't have glued that top one, because it is a moving one. Well, it's not moving now because I glued it down. I'm gonna have to get this one to bend. So I'm probably not gonna be able to use her on this first one. It should go on the second one. Okay, so now I got a whole bunch of stuff around me. So let me find some, I do have the black soot, but I think the black soot is not gonna be the right color. So I have ground espresso and I have vintage photo. So let me get this. Too much on my desk. I'm going a little bit crazy. Oh, I just had another idea. I do have a lot of these doily stuff, and that might be super cute as a background for some of them. Okay, let's cut another one out. I'm just trying to find one that I can get down. I feel like I'm all over the place. Okay, so let's see if we can cut her down as much as I can. Here's my cutter. So everybody else going, what's going on with Liz? See, sometimes you just have to do stuff off camera because you look crazy doing it on camera, right? This one needs to be short, so I did take a little bit off of her, might have to take more off of her dress. Oh, I like that with the doily behind it. Okay, I think that's gonna work. I'm just gonna snip a little bit more off with this really cute little scissors that kind of look like you're ripping it. And this has a little bit of that white border around it. So how's everybody's Friday going? Is everybody having fun? Are you got plans for the big Father's Day weekend? My kids are going out on the lake, and so they're taking their boat out, and my husband's just too old to go out on a boat all day anymore, which is sad because we spent a lot of time on a boat. So I like that on there like that. So let's distress it a little bit. But my birthday is, normally my birthday, like every 7 years my birthday comes on Father's Day, because my birthday is the 17th. So this year it's not on Father's Day. So that's pretty. I'm just kind of dusting over her a little bit just to make her look aged. So let's put some of this glue down. And I do have a new bottle, which I think I'm going to have to get out. I think this bottle is finally done. I'm just going to... I think I was going to fold it, but I think I'll just tear it and put it on. And then add this over on this side. No Father's Day plans? Yeah, we don't really have any Father's Day plans either. We're just going to have a nice quiet dinner. Put the cap on this. I do have a new bottle. I'm just going to set this aside, and I'll try and drain that one. And I think we can use this art glitter glue. Come on. I think on Monday, before my live on Monday, I don't know. We'll probably still be working on this because I don't think I can get this completely decorated in an hour. That would be kind of hard. But hopefully I'll have different colored fingernails because I'm done with the purple. Hi Becky, thank you for coming on. Hi Maritza, how are you? Just checking to see. Yeah, I like that. That turned out really cute. I don't know if you can see or not. I'll hold it up. That turned out cute on there. So we'll just keep going with that waterfall. Nothing like starting in the middle of a book, huh? Let me move that. We got this girl we can do. Now she does need a little bit chopped off, so I am going to chop her off a little bit on the bottom too, just a little bit. And, maybe we'll go a little, just the tiniest bit, just to give it a look like it's not so straight on the edges. And these scissors sure make a icky kind of noise though, don't they? So we can put her, and I think I'll go ahead and put this doily behind all of them because I do have enough of these doilies. I might just sneak it on the edges though instead of wasting it. Standing. I love it too. I love these prints. I'm telling you, Lisa did an amazing job with them. I kept telling her, I said, oh my gosh, I'm in love with them. I'm in love with them. I'm in love with them. And she did an amazing job. So you guys need to go check out her page. And they're all free. I mean, how can you beat that, right? it's free. And she does an amazing job. I told her, I said, I'm going to brag about you today because she does an amazing job for people, and she's not even getting paid for it. That's dedication to people. That's giving to people. And then she came out with another set of papers, and I said, oh my goodness, now I have another journal I have to do. So I just flipped through her papers and I go, okay, I can do a journal with that. I can do a journal with that. I can do a journal with that. But these women are beautiful. Now if I would have printed this maybe on rice paper, that would have been even better. Lisa, you should put your page name in so they can just click on it and go. I'm sure everybody knows you that's watching me, but in case somebody new's watching, hi Jamie, thank you for coming on. So now we have 2. And Jamie shows how to make these waterfalls. That's how I learned how to make it too. I watch Jamie at night, and she makes these waterfalls. She can make them in her sleep, I think. But, so that's neat. So now I just have to do, like I said, I might have to coach Lisa into making, I need a total of 8 of them, and I think I only printed 6, so we might only be able to do 6 of these. And then I'll have to go find 2 more. I forgot that this this waterfall was a biggie. Glad that the guy finally finished weed whacking. Whew. It sounds so quiet right now. Oh, and you know what? Jimmy Lou asked me if I would do a demonstration on my, I don't know if she's still here, if she's off or whatever. I have this brand, and I can't even tell you what brand it was. It came from Temu. It doesn't have a name on it at all. But she wanted me to do a demo on where my zero out on this one is. So my zero on this style, let me put it in half and open this up. So my zero starts here. This is 0. So this is 1 inch from my cut line to this first one is 1 inch. So when you're measuring with this style, you have to put your paper all the way to this line, and then you can measure where you want to cut. So I know that Jimmy Lou's 0 is here, so her cut line starts here. So on your board, you just have to be mindful from where your 0 is. And a lot of people think when you're starting out, you start at 1. You don't, unless you want it to be an inch short. So, I mean, you can do the math and then start it at 1 and then just add a number to it. But when you're measuring, you start at 0, not at 1. So I hope that helps anybody that's having a little bit of difficulty with getting an accurate line, you know, because you have to start at 0. You don't start at 1. And there's no 0 on the board. It's just, you know, 1. I think mine, my first number on my board says 7/8, and then it's right before the 1. So my board does have the 8s on it, but it, like I said, it starts at 0 is in the middle. So that one's cute. We do need to distress it though. I'm just going to use this background to distress. And, I just want to make sure that I don't have all that white, especially up against this dark brown. I found this paper at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, Hobby Lobby. And it was in a package. Oh, you know what? I might have got it at Walmart. It was just one package, and I think there's like 30 or 40 of these pages in it, and it's cardstock, and it was this beautiful brown color. And I just said, I'm getting it. I picked it up. So I am just like, I'm just tearing apart this doily that I dyed, and it had a tear, so I wasn't gonna give it away. I said, I'll just use it. And so that's what I'm doing. Hi, Debbie, how are you? You have 2 of those cutting boards. Yeah, my scoring on the board doesn't really match up with the measurement. It does have a good scoring, you know, like if I want to score, it's straight. But I can show you, like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And let me find something to point with. So my scoreboard, see, like right at the 3, doesn't have a score line. So you actually have to move 1 over from the 3 to get a score. And then 1 over the 3 that way to get a score. So it is, hi Alana, how are you? This is my girlfriend in Missouri. So you can't put it on the 3 and expect to go down the 3. You have to move it over because my score line does not go straight up. So that is a difficulty, and you just have to be mindful of it. So you can just move it over 1 line and score. I mean, it's straight, but it doesn't measure up, is what I'm trying to say. If that makes any sense. Does that make any sense? Does anybody understand what I'm trying to say? I should put these down so you can see what I'm doing. So I love these pirate girls. I don't even know what they're called. Pirateesses? No. Girl pirates? Women of the ship? I have no idea. I better be quiet before I get kicked off of Facebook. I love them though. Like I said, if I would have liked to, and I might do a tray or something. I might print these on rice paper since I have a copy of them. Let me see if I missed anything. Hi, Jill. How are you? Thank you for coming on. So that's going, I'm loving this. I'm loving it. All right, we have a couple more of these ladies. Let me go here and I'm just kind of getting a lot of the white off so I don't have to, and just moving it out of my way. If I was smart, I would have put them all on 1 page. Normally when I do that, I give it to my husband because he's good at editing and all that good stuff. Because he's done it a long time. And then I could have said, can you put 4 of them on a page? So she's going to be a little tall. So we're going to go ahead and take these cute scissors to her again. And just going to cut off the top of her head there. Well, not really, just above her hat. And you know what I like about Lisa's pages too? And I'm sure she's using a program. I'm not trying to take anything away from her. But it does take an eye to do it because, I mean, sometimes you look and, they'll have 3 legs or they'll have 8 fingers or, kind of deal. So you have to have somebody that's looking at the details. And so far, the pages that I've gotten from Lisa, all have the right amount of fingers and they have the right amount of feet, So it's like, some people just are making them and putting them on Facebook so fast, and they're not even taking the time to make sure that that they've got the right amount of, I don't know if it's called owl or whatever. I don't know who's, I don't know. All I know is that sometimes if that's who's going to run our world later on, we're going to be in trouble when we got 3-legged people out there. like, computers, that's why we need people, because computers don't realize, you know, that you need 2 hands, not 3. Well, it'd be nice to have 3 hands sometimes. We've always kind of wanted 3 hands once in a while, but I at least wanted to have 2 hands. Like I said, right now I'm just piecing this because the picture's going over most of it. Oh, you see? Look at her talking about it. So she has to fix a lot of them because, yeah, I've seen a lot of free ones on Facebook that are not fixing them. And they're coming out with, it's like when, I think it was Sue B, she was doing one. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for coming on. Yes, I think it was Sue B. She was doing a picture and she had it as her centerpiece and she didn't even notice it. Well, I don't think a lot of us noticed it on there until somebody said, hey, that lady's got 3 legs. And she ended up fixing it by putting something over it, you know, kind of deal. But sometimes your eye doesn't notice, you know, things. It takes an editing eye. That's what I'm trying to get, you know, an editor has that eye. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous. I tell you, gorgeous. I'm loving it. I might have to do another one of these books. I mean, not exactly the same, but it's so darn beautiful. And I'm not trying to brag, you know, I'm just putting the pages. I didn't make the pages, so I'm not bragging about me. I'm bragging about Lisa. She did a great job. So she made it easy for me to make this journal. All right, but I don't think I'm going to have enough of these girls to finish this, but we'll get as much as we have. And I'm sure Lisa will have 3 more for me later. I think there was 8. I just didn't print 8. I think I only printed 6. So, but I think I took 8 pictures. My silly phone is so full of images that it's going to be filled up. Because I love images. I absolutely love it. I'm addicted to graphics, I guess. So that'll be good. And I saved them, and then I saw where somebody was having a hard time saving them, and I can go over that a little bit, but I can only go over it with an iPhone or an Apple product. So I have an iPhone, and when I see these images, all I do is click onto the image, literally, you know, with my finger, or, you know, if I'm on the computer, I use the mouse. And when I click on it, it gives me an option to save to my photos. And that's where I save them to. So I save it to my photo album, and then from there, I print it. And that's the easiest way I have found to download these pictures. And then on my computer, which is also an Apple, I can just click on the picture and then drag it to my desktop. And that way it'll save that way. So depending on, you know, whether or not you have 30,000 pictures saved. Oh my goodness, girlfriend. Don't give me all those. I don't have the storage space. Well, I do on my computer, but not on my phone. I can be... Lisa, I will never run out of graphics, will I? I have you as a friend for life. And another thing, which is kind of you have to be mindful when you're picking out your pictures to make a journal with. You kind of have to decide how you're going to do the journal, because sometimes the image that you might want might be dead center in the picture. So if it is, hi Stacy, thank you for coming on. And if it is dead center in the picture, it's going to be on the fold line. So you have to decide what kind of a journal. Yours always saves to the cloud. Okay. Yeah, I have to have a cloud too. Anymore, if you have a laptop, you automatically have to have a cloud. So I don't know how to get around you having to pay the 99 cents for the cloud. And you know what used to get me is like, which cloud is mine? The one that's over my head? The one that's over there? Is my cloud full of rain? Oh, you know what? We didn't distress that one. I got to talking. I'm just going to do a little distressing on it. But just kind of going a little bit over her. But like if you're going to do it as a photo album, like a photo style of a journal, then it's not so bad if the image is in the middle. So I've done that to where I've made it a wide one and put the image right there. But you can, you know, edit yours and move it around a little bit. But I try to find pictures that, for me, I try to find pictures and save that are off-centered. So that way I can, I don't have to, you know, like if it was a picture of like a dog or something, I don't have to have, you know, its head on one side of the paper and its body on the other side. But it really is, it just kind of depends on what kind of style you're doing. And you can always shrink them down and then make them fit, you know. Yours cost you $1.99. Well, I bought mine, I don't know, it seems like when I, my stepmom bought me my laptop. I hadn't had, like I told you guys, I worked at an Apple store for 20 years. And I got away from computers totally. Except for when I was working, I had to, you know, chart on one because I was a respiratory therapist after that. But when I got into this, and I was having to start downloading to, and I was fine. I did it for a year with only having my my phone. And then it got to where it was taking me like 3 hours to download my video to YouTube via my phone. I said, this is crazy. There's got to be a better way to do that. So when I did it via the computer, it only takes like 5 minutes. So she got me a computer, and I thought that was wonderful. So for Christmas, she got me a computer. And now I do all of the editing and part of it, and all of the moving of the videos over with my laptop, and it's so quick. But when I got the laptop, I think it made me buy a year's worth of the cloud at one time. So I don't know how much it will be next year. Oh, look at that. See? Gosh, why do I always forget to do this part? So that's why I like art glitter glue. Because if you think about it right away, you can lift art glitter glue. You can lift your image without it tearing. Now, once you let it sit for a minute, that's a different story. But it's no longer really sticky, so now I'm going to have to reapply glue. But that's why I like art glitter glues, because it has a quick hold, but it does let you pull it back up right away. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So we just need 3 more images, and I might have them. Woohoo! could have picked an easier waterfall, I think. Because this, like I said, this is a very thick waterfall because it has the pockets. So how's everybody's weather right now? We're having a beautiful sunny day, so that's why I went out and I dyed, got into the red dirt stuff. And I think it's like in the, why it's reconnecting. We got a booster. I keep telling my husband, quit sucking up all of our internet, because he's always on his computer all day long. But he said it doesn't work that way. So it's raining in Kentucky. We have had 3 days of rain. Well, yesterday it didn't rain, and we were so lucky. Yesterday we had planned for a week to go to the my daughter and son-in-law belong to the country club in town, and they have a beautiful pool. So my daughter had planned to do a photo shoot for her store with her bathing suit line at the pool. And I'm like, gosh, I hope it don't rain. And because it had been raining every day. And it was so sunny yesterday. We had 4 generations playing at the pool yesterday. It was just amazing. It was so fun. So, and then one of the ladies from my church, she has 4 kids that are like the same age as my great-grandkids. So we had a blast at the pool. It was so fun, and my daughter got a bunch of cute pictures of the kids in the bathing suits. And so if you guys are interested in children's boutique, I won't put the link on because of the way it's spelt, but it's called cowpuncherbabe.com. I will put a link on my page, but I won't add it to this video. But we do ship out everywhere. Actually, 95% of our sales is shipped out. It's bought online. But she has some adorable kids' clothes, especially if you're like into cow or, you know, country, I should say. So. And sometimes I go live, and I do a live from the store. And then when I do my live from the store, I usually have a code for you to get free shipping. I'm just loving this. Okay, we need 2 more. Or 1 more for sure. And then I'd like to put 1 on the back. And we have them. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's taken what? It's taken 45 minutes to make 1 waterfall. See, that's why I said we'll be back on we'll be back on Monday. But I probably will do a couple of these things offline on it since it is sold, because I do need to get it to its new owner. But we'll finish her up on Monday. And but I do have a lot to do on it. And Jimmy Lou's not having a sale, so we don't have to get right off today. But I think Mama Hall is going to be coming on. What time are you coming on, Carrie? Are you still here? Or are you going? Cold and rainy, Jamie. Gosh, when are you going to get your summer, girlfriend? Oh, I'll send you some of this humidity and heat. How's that? In August, I'll ship you some, and then you can ship me some of your cool weather. I do need to put a little bit more glue up here on the top. But I hope Sue B's okay. Hi, Jamie Cruz. How are you? Or Kraus. I think you pronounce it Kraus, right? I'm here. I'm planning to go live at 4, which is 3 my time, right? So you're going live in 15 minutes? Okay. Well, I will hop off when it's time for you to go live, because I know there's a lot of us out there that need, and there's only 24 hours in a time. Sometimes I think, gosh, should I go at 3 o'clock in the morning? Okay, so, oh, I actually have an extra one. Oh, that's good. That's what I needed. Okay. All right. But, so last night I made hamburgers on our Blackstone, and we tried that new, we tried the, oh, I already cut this out. What am I doing? Okay. Oh, sidetrack. Okay, so I have enough. That's already done. Anyways, we started doing, you know, I told you we started to do that Walmart ordering, you know, for the groceries and pick it up. Well, I ordered some hamburgers on there. I don't recommend doing that, okay? It's good for all the rest of the stuff, but by the time I got done cooking those hamburgers, they were like slider size. Hi, Deborah, how are you? Thank you for kicking out my cow patties. But I'm telling you, those were the smallest hamburgers I've ever seen in my life. And they were big, they were nice sized patties when I started, but when I got done, they were about a little bit bigger. They were literally like the size for a slider. And then I got to watching somebody on the Facebook. I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Jimmy Lou or somebody I was watching. And I I forgot the bacon was on there, and I'm like, ah! I overcooked the bacon. So my dinner last night was a fail. I mean, it tasted all right, but it was like all bun with a little burnt bacon was well done, let's say that. Almost forgot to do this part. So I don't know what we're having for dinner tonight. Usually when I do a live, I don't really plan on making a big dinner. I'm definitely going to probably have to put more glue on there because, well, it looks like it's going to hold. Okay, so we have one more just for the back piece. It's not really, so we'll put her on this back piece. And I want to make sure I get her hat, so I'm going to take most of my off of the bottom. And I might even later go in and add some Nuvo drops or some rhinestones to all of these really cute beads and stuff that are on here. 'Cause it's really cute. So we have one more piece of paper here. And I'm loving using these doilies. It's perfect for this because, like I said, they were kind of chewed up a little bit. Sometimes I get a little heavy-handed when I start dyeing these. And I know you can't see because this is in the way. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to use up these little pieces that I have all over my desk. Because it's, you know, it's getting put behind it anyways. But did anybody see Sue B at all? I text her even, or messaged her, and she didn't answer. I hope she's all right. I know she's been having headaches. But she didn't do a live today, and she's normally on a live every day. You get worried when you don't see anybody. Hi, Carmen. How are you? Hi, Deborah. It's raining in East Kentucky. Are you guys getting a big storm? Do we need to worry that you're going to end up, you're going to have to say, Toto? Horrible. I don't mind a good rain, but I don't like it when it's, you were going to see if I was going to do this, huh? I would suggest doing this before you put the glue on the back, though. But add just a little bit more glue. And I do have a piece of doily right there. I'm going to pull off a can. And we got this waterfall done. I only took 45 minutes to do a waterfall. All right, let's see. Ah, it's going to be so beautiful though. So that's what we got. We got her, and then we got her, and we got her, we got her. And then you can do, you know, the person that bought this can do journaling on the top. And it turned out super cute. I love it. And it's a biggie. Like I said, all of them are pockets too. But that's okay. It's gonna fit there. And this is like a piece of that rice paper. I'm not gonna put anything on it, so it'll be okay that it's comes up a little bit. It's not a problem. And then on the back side, I won't put anything on the back because it's already decorated. Or I could just put something simple like, we have this pirate right here. And this is that one print that Carol sent me. And it's just a pirate. And she sent this paper with the gears, and I think it'll look really cute with him. And that's all we really need to put on this back page. And that'll be done. Thank you, Petro. I think it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I'm just going to put him, I don't want him to take away from the gears. But that's, we'll call that page done. And that was our first page that we got to decorate. So, do you want me to put this snap on, or do you want me to decorate another page? Because we only got like 4 minutes. Maybe we'll just decorate. I don't think I can put a snap on 4 pages. So we have this first page, and we need to find something to put behind it. And I do have this pocket. I just need to straighten out my fold line. And I'm just going to distress behind here so that white doesn't get in the way. And I'm just going to distress all that white. It's crazy to me sometimes on how fast an hour can go. Thank you, Jamie. So this is a really pretty map. And South Africa, there you are, Petro, in Africa. Aren't you you're in South Africa, right? Well, now you're in this journal. And we're just gonna put that down here, slide it in. And we have a really pretty map pocket to add. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, because I did glue it all the way down, so we don't have that big one. I do need to add a little bit more glue right here on the edge, just so that will attach. And then I am going to hop off. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Yeah, I have 3 more orders to ship out, and as soon as I get that money, we'll be done from that sale, and then hopefully we'll be able to, like I said, I was able to, oh, look at this big old parrot, isn't that cute? So, we didn't get very much done, and we will work on this Monday. I'm gonna hop off, so Miss Carrie from Hanging with Mama Hall can do her live, so we'll all say hi and bye to each other, and then we can go over and watch Miss Carrie, and we'll all say hi and bye to each other again over there. So let me bring this up. So I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and like I said, Miss Carrie Hall is going to go on. Her new page is Hanging with Mama Hall. So let's go over and make her feel loved, and she got more people watching her than probably I have watching me, so we'll go over and help. So thank you, Maritza. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. You did change your name, This Chick's Craft. I love it. So everybody have a blessed weekend, and I might come on Sunday if nobody else is doing anything, or on Saturday tomorrow, and make a journal on it. But I'll put a post on my page and let you guys know if I come on. We'll keep decorating this beautiful book. So anyways, thank you for crafting with Nani, and we'll all see you over at Carrie's page, okay? Thank you. Have a good Friday. Be safe over the weekend.